Okay, I want to take some time and go back to a topic we've already really covered. We've already talked about graphing exponentials, and I know most of you are probably doing it in your TIs or Desmos, and I've went over how to do that on those. But I also want to show you, and I've talked about this in the notes, how to graph it by hand, as you're going to have to do on the graphing assignment this week. But I didn't want to do it till now because I want to talk about finding the x and y intercepts, and that involves solving exponentials. So now, the first thing as I look at this is a modification, the first thing we should realize, of this graph, y equals 2x. That means I can take any point from this graph and adjust it by this. And what does this tell us with translations? This tells us to go left 3 and up 1. So I'm going to come down here and start a graph. So here's my graph. And an original exponential would look, and I've done this real light here, like this, going through the point 0, 1, going up like this. So this is a rough sketch of what this, some exponential, would look like. Now this point here, because of ours, we're going to move it left 3. So 1, 2, 3. Let me go back and double check my graph. Yep, left 3. And then I'm going to go up 1. So now this point here is -3, 2. And this looks like this. Okay. Now obviously I could do an XY chart. I could pick some points, kind of see where they go. Like for instance, if 2 on the original one, 2, 2 would be 4, right? Okay. Well, where would 4 go? So this originally was, hold on a second, 2, 4. But we have to adjust it. So here's, let's see here, 1, 2, and then 1, 2. We were here, but we have to go left 3. So 1, 2, 3, up 1 right there. And now we're at -1. I can count here. Let's see here. This was 4, 5. Okay, so you could do that for any point, and that can give you some points as you're looking through this. And of course, you could simply stick points in the original, just like we do for anything else. Now, how do we find the intercepts? So, to find the intercepts here, to find the x-intercept, I set y equal to 0. Same way we've been doing it since, we learned how to graph. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to get 0 equals 2x plus 3 plus 1. So then I have to move this over, 2x plus 3. And then I would have to take the ln of both sides. And I'd go, that doesn't work. So there is no x-intercept. Now, I did this out to show the process, but I actually already knew that. In the original graph, there is right here, this is the original graph, there is an asymptote here at y equals 0. There is now an asymptote at y equals 1 because the asymptote, just like the other stuff, all moves up via translations and our transformations. So I knew it wasn't going to cross, but hey, I proved it too. Now to find the other one, now looking at this, we should get a y-intercept. So to find the y-intercept, I'm going to set x equal to 0. So then I get y equals 2, let's see here, to the 3 plus 1, which is, well, that's 8, 9. So 0, 9. So I come back down here, and this should cross here at 0, 9. So you can see I'm quickly filling in the graph. So coming back up here, find and list all the x and y intercepts. Well, there's no y-intercept, there's no x-intercept, and the y-intercept is 0, 9. We also have already done our translation, so where's that point? That's at -3, 2. Okay? We went left 3, up 1. List and show all asymptotes. Okay, that was y equals 1. That was a translation as well. Then our last thing is domain and range. Now you can translate this if you want. We can also look at this. So I look at my domain, my x values. Well, that can be anything. I'm just expanding away. Now my y asymptotes can only come down here as far as the y-intercept. So it's not going to go, I mean the asymptote here, it's not going to go below that. So my domain is all reals, but my range is 1 to infinity. And I use parentheses because this is an asymptote and it's not going to cross it. So we're never actually going to get to 1. I'm not going to quite get there. I'm going to get close, so I can't include it. But this is how you could hand graph them, as well as solve the equations. And as I said, this is going to be part of your graphing assignment this week.